Hi, and welcome to the Colorado River Reservoir Explorer, or CRRE, our submission in the Colorado River Basin Visualization Challenge. This submission is focused on the water manager use case, and when we first began this project, we had a conversation with the former water manager to really understand what those water managers are looking for to help them with their day-to-day work. And one thing that came clear to us is that water managers already have a really complex understanding of how water is flowing in and out of their reservoir and use a lot of information to inform their decision-making process. And so what we wanted to do was see if we can build an application that would aggregate for them and visualize 20 years of reservoir storage and weather data in one location and really help them present a comprehensive picture of what's happening in their reservoir. Let's take a look at how it works. The first thing that a reservoir manager would do is to locate a particular reservoir they want to explore. And they could do that by clicking on any location on the map or searching for a particular reservoir. In addition to several data sets being displayed, you'll notice that in the map we've now not just identified the reservoir, but all of the different NOAA weather stations that are part of that 6-digit HUC region. And we'll see how that comes to play in about a minute or so. In the data visualization on the right, you'll see the water storage conditions for this particular reservoir. We have the current storage amount, and that's viewed in the context of the 20-year maximum. And the water managers can also scroll down and get additional information. They can see the storage, inflow rate, release rate, and evaporation. And this is all calculating 40-day averages or totals dynamically for them. But in addition to seeing those raw average numbers, they're able to go and see different trend lines and different spots along the trend line in the last 40 days. Really to give them a picture of not just what's happening today, but what's happened in the very recent past in their reservoir. Additionally, we wanted to add more than just information about the reservoir, but weather and environmental also has an impact on the decisions they'll be making, and so we integrated that in the application. We chose to integrate NOAA's weather station data rather than use the data available in the Reclamation Water Information System because there's simply more data points and more locations to really present a really full picture of the weather for that particular region. Also, by pulling together all of the weather stations and averaging out the weather data from all the weather stations in the 6-digit HUC region, it gives a really whole basin view of what's happening in the weather for that particular reservoir. So over on the left, you're able to see the 40-day averages for all the weather stations. You can see precipitation, such as snowfall and snow depth, temperature, or wind speeds, and you can zero in on one particular set of data, or at any time see a day-by-day snapshot of what those numbers were. To be able to make this data available, there's actually more than 900 weather stations available in the application. We have 20 full years of data, which is actually 50 million different data points. And for a fuller, deeper dive of that integration, how that data all works, you can view the documentation that we've submitted in addition to the appendix that really talks a lot about that. So that gives water managers a really good view of what's happening in their storage, in their weather data around their reservoir for the very recent past. But one thing that we heard from our conversation was that water managers are going to use the past to inform their information about the future. So what we've also added is 20 full years of historical data for all of the data that we have available. So you can bring up the date picker here, and a weather manager can choose to slide along this date picker, and for example, let's see data about a year ago, and see what the picture looked like a year from now. You can jump and say, what is that? What did it look like 10 years from now? And it'll rebuild dynamically all of the storage data, the reservoir data, and the weather data for that particular date range. Also, if a water manager knew there was a particular event in the past, say drought season, a large storm that is similar to what's occurring now, you can also go right to a particular day and have the charts rebuilt. And it'll show you that day's information plus the 40 days prior. So that's really how the application works. The goal of it was not just to visualize the reclamation data today, but present that within the context of 20-year maximums, daily trends of the last 40 days, any point within the last 20 years, and how that interacts with the weather information to really create a comprehensive picture for the water manager. We also wanted to make sure it's sort of easy to navigate, to visualize, does the calculations for them. That way the water managers can spend their time making operational decisions and not searching for different data sets, doing complex calculations. We wanted the application to do that for them. Additionally, this product is something that can certainly grow over time. It's built to be a platform. All of the attributes live in the configuration settings, so potentially it could be expanded to have an administrative layer where administrators could add or remove weather data, change how the calculations are driven, change how the geographic regions or timelines are defined. All of that can be managed and changed very easily. So thank you for the opportunity to participate in this challenge, and thank you for your consideration.